Nyumbu Game Farm is owned by Norman Adami, and Henny van der Walt got the chance to visit this wildlife enthusiast.
The buffalo we saw yesterday was exceptional. So I would like to start with why the passion for buffalo. Tie that into your upbringing. Go back to, is it Brandfort?
Kroonstad.
Take it through a high school professional career up into the decision to purchase Villiers-Fontein.
Well, my father was an avid nature lover, wildlife lover, and he instilled in us a deep appreciation for nature and the wildlife. And I grew up as a young boy with my 3 brothers and my sister and my mother and father, and we spent many days, many weeks traveling the various parks of South Africa and Southern Africa, and we had the privilege and good fortune to see a lot of Africa and many of the wildlife across Southern Africa. And it was during that time that deep appreciation for wildlife was instilled in me and a deep passion for wildlife. And you know, we grew up in Kroonstad in the Free State. I went to junior school there until I was 9 years old, and then I went to boarding school in Kimberley. And it was during those holidays that we used to travel with my dad, who loved the wildlife, and that instilled in us a great passion. Obviously, the buffalo was always something that attracted us. It was considered one of the big 5, and I think just the attitude and the adaptability as a species was something that always was close to my heart. And I guess I finished high school at Kimberley. I then went to the army. I was conscripted in the army. I joined the infantry, did my basic training. I'd been awarded an American field scholarship, so I was able to interrupt my army training to go to America, where I did that. I attended a 1-year program, and then I returned to South Africa to then continue and complete my army. I then went on to university in Cape Town, did a business science degree, then did an MBA. And then from there, my very first job actually was with SAB. And my career, my entire working career was with SAB for over 35 years. And I started as a management trainee in 1979, and I ended my career when I retired in 2008 as the CEO and chairman of SAB. It was a great ride and an exciting time to be in the beer industry and to be with a company as successful as SAB. And it was during my time that I was with SAB in 1991. Actually, my dad passed away. We had a small game farm. The family had a small game farm. When he passed away, my sister inherited that farm, and I was keen to continue in being involved in wildlife, and so I started looking for a farm. And the closest farm that I could find that was suitable with the right habitat, with the right environment, was Villiers-Fontein, which is Nyumbu today, close to Beesterkraal. And this is where we are. Started with 800 hectares in those years, in end of 93, 94. In fact, a colleague of mine at SAB was a partner. We were 50-50 partners in our venture. It was a lifestyle farming venture. We used to crop the common game and capture some common game to generate some income and to cover our expenses. And as time went by, I started to acquire the rare game species. And as early as 94, we acquired some sable, or I acquired some sable from Zimbabwe. I also acquired roan antelope. We acquired buffalo, hippo, rhinos in those early years. And you know, we actually had a lot of fun on the farm, and had a lot of enjoyment and a lot of satisfaction during those early years. And I guess it was when the game industry started to show a strong life that I decided that I was going to become more serious in the industry, and I started to expand the farm and acquire more species. And obviously our breeding approach is very much about identifying and acquiring the best male animal species of the species, and doing the same with females, then combining 3 or more different lines to create a wide diversity of genetics in an individual animal, and or to deliberately do line breeding with 2 or more different proven lines, and then again to outbreed either those line-bred animals with different lines, or to outbreed with the diversified genetically bred animals. And that's proven to be successful for us. But it is a long-term program. It takes many years to do this. And that's why I'm very hopeful for this industry. Because if I look at where the industry is, it's very much at the front end of that value-added chain. And I think our motto is that we've got to breed our way to success. Obviously, we acquire the best genetics we are able to, and that's how we've progressed. And because of my particular passion for buffalo, I've gone out of my way to get the very best genetics that I was able to. And I'm fortunate to say that one of the big breakthroughs that we did have was to acquire Tyson.
In our next conversation with Norman Adami.
You know, in the early days at Nyumbu, it wasn't that easy to acquire these rare species. Never mind special, magnificent specimens of these species. I'd phoned game ranchers like Tillman Luden, who helped me with 5 heifers. He reluctantly helped me, but he did me a big favor. And it was in 2008, early 2008, I think I was one of the very first game ranchers to actually undertake a study of genetic diversity and DNA analysis of my buffalo. And obviously that same approach was adopted with sable. We started with a Matetsi sable. I'd acquired many different bulls, big bulls over time, and I'd bred up quite a good diversity of genetics in amongst the kudu herds as well. And then over time started to acquire even bigger bulls, and today we have 5 big bulls over 60 inches.